The lie that got her to say yes. Look, I never thought I'd be that guy, the one who lies to get a girl's attention. But here I am, typing this mess out because one stupid lie spiraled into something I never saw coming. And now, I'm either the world's biggest idiot or the luckiest bastard alive. Maybe both. I'm 27, software tester by day, burrito connoisseur by night, and financially, let's just say I'm on a first-name basis with my credit card company's customer service rep. I'm not broke, but I'm definitely not luxury lifestyle Instagram reel material. I drive a 2009 Corolla with one working speaker and a dent on the passenger door from a rogue shopping cart. I rent a studio apartment where my kitchen is also my living room and technically part of my closet. So how the hell did I end up pretending to be a rich guy on a first date? It started with a TikTok, believe it or not. Some guy said, "Fake it till you make it. Dress like money and watch how people treat you." I laughed. Then I watched it again and again. And somewhere between the third scroll and my leftover pizza, the thought wormed into my head, what if I did fake it? Just once. It wasn't about getting laid. Honestly, I just wanted to know what it felt like to be noticed. To have someone look at me like I was somebody. Not just another guy with 1.5 roommates and expired almond milk in his fridge. Then I matched with her. Let's call her Jenna. 25, smart eyes, witty bio. She worked in PR, loved travel, had a golden retriever named Pickles. Don't ask, I still don't know. She was out of my league in every way, but I swiped right anyway because, hey, this is Tinder, where reality takes a backseat to desperation and good lighting. We matched. I panicked. She actually messaged me first. "Is your dog as cute as mine?" For the record, I do not have a dog, but I do have a neighbor's Shiba Inu who I sometimes dog sit. That counts, right? We chatted. A lot. She was sharp, funny, way too cool for me. But somehow I kept up, and then she asked, "So what do you do?" And I froze. I could have just said the truth. Software testing, decent job, not glamorous. But my brain short-circuited, and before I knew it, I typed, "I do consulting, tech infrastructure, private sector, a bit of crypto too." WTF does that even mean? I don't know. It sounded rich. She responded, "Oh, wow, fancy." I should have walked it back, but instead I doubled down. And that's how it started. Over the next few days, I painted a picture of a guy who worked in tech investments, traveled a lot, had a Tesla, Model S of course, and was thinking of getting a place in Miami just for the winter. It was absurd. I was absurd. But she bought it. Then she said, "We should get drinks sometime." Cue full-body panic attack. I had a choice. I could ghost, or I could go through with it. Guess which idiot rented a suit from a high-end consignment shop, borrowed his friend's BMW, and booked a reservation at the kind of place that has actual gold flakes in the pasta? Yep, this idiot. And the worst part? I was actually excited. Let me paint you a picture. It's 6:58 p.m. I'm sitting in a valet-parked BMW I don't own, outside a rooftop restaurant I can't afford, wearing a suit I'll need to return tomorrow before they charge me extra. I've refreshed my banking app twice in the last 10 minutes because I'm terrified my debit card won't clear the check. And then I see her. Jenna, realer than ever. Tan trench coat, that smile from her profile pic, and an energy that makes people stop and turn as she walks past them. She spots me, waves, and I swear my soul briefly leaves my body. "You clean up nice," she says as she hugs me. "You too," I reply, trying not to sound like a guy whose undershirt is glued to his back with sweat. We sit down. She orders a fancy cocktail that sounds like it was named by a poet on mushrooms. I order water because I need my brain functioning at 100%. The waiter drops the menus. I glance at the prices and feel my heartbeat spike. I recognize exactly 0 items, and everything costs more than my electricity bill. Time to channel my inner rich guy. "So, what's a PR boss like you doing slumming it with a boring tech investor?" I ask with a smirk, trying to sound like I've done this before. She laughs. "You don't seem boring." I start talking about my job. I tell her I just got back from a conference in Singapore and have to go to Zurich next month. I throw out words like blockchain, infrastructure optimization, AI scalability, basically every buzzword I've ever heard on LinkedIn. She's nodding, leaning in, laughing at my jokes, asking smart questions. And I'm doing it. I'm pulling it off. But inside, I'm spiraling. Every time she compliments my ambition or jokes about how she needs to find her own Tesla guy, I feel this weird cocktail of pride and guilt, like I'm wearing someone else's skin and it fits way too well. And then she says something that almost breaks me. "You're kind of exactly what I needed right now." She tells me about her last relationship, how the guy made her feel small, how she swore off dating for a while, how she only downloaded the app to distract herself, never expecting to meet someone so put together and grounded. I'm staring at her, and all I can think is, "You don't even know me. You know my avatar." But here's the worst part. I like her. Like, really like her. She's not just pretty, she's kind, smart, quick. She teases the waiter but still thanks him. She listens when I talk. She notices when I get nervous and touches my hand like it's no big deal. And I'm sitting across from her as a complete fraud. We spend almost 3 hours talking, laughing, sharing bites of overpriced truffle risotto. It's the best date I've ever had and the most uncomfortable 3 hours of my life. She offers to split the bill. I say no, of course, internally screaming, but no. My debit card gets approved by some miracle, and I tip like I'm on autopilot. We walk outside. She gives me a hug, then pulls back and says, "This was really good." And I feel like the biggest jackass alive. Because, yeah, it was really good. But none of it was real. I drive home in silence, change into sweatpants, eat leftover cereal, stare at myself in the mirror and wonder how long I can keep this up. And then she texts me, "Let's do this again soon." And I reply, "Definitely. I'd love that." God help me. The second date turned into a third. The third turned into, "I made dinner, come over." And suddenly, I was in a relationship. As a guy who didn't exist. I kept waiting for it all to collapse, like a house of cards in a wind tunnel, but it never did. She didn't question anything. I played the part so well, it scared even me. I memorized colleagues I didn't have. I took calls in another room and faked Zoom meetings. I even borrowed a friend's apartment for one dinner, claiming it was my city loft. Every time I looked at her, smiling across the table, wrapped in a blanket during movie nights, falling asleep next to me, I wanted to confess, but I didn't, because I was selfish, because I was scared she'd walk the moment she saw the truth, and because I fell for her harder than I've ever fallen for anyone. I wasn't pretending to love her. That part was real. That part was the only thing that was real. The day everything fell apart. It was a Thursday. I remember because I'd just blown my last $40 on gas and 2 cheap steaks for dinner. We were hanging out at my apartment, the real one, because I couldn't keep pretending to own the fake condo. I told her mine was under renovation and that I was temporarily staying here. She bought it. We were curled up watching something dumb when she looked at me and said, "You're the most consistent guy I've ever dated. It's like you know exactly who you are." That's what did it. Not a text from the bill collector, not my bank account hitting $3.74, not even the pressure of the lie. It was her thinking I was something I wasn't. So I did it. I told her. I didn't ease into it. I didn't prep her with, "We need to talk." I just blurted it out. "I'm not rich. I don't invest in crypto. I don't even own that car. It was rented." Silence. "I work retail, part-time. I live here. This is it. This is all me." She stared for a long time. Then she stood up, walked to the kitchen. I followed her, heart pounding. She didn't yell, didn't throw anything, just leaned on the counter with her back to me. Why? And that's the question, isn't it? I told her everything. How I'd matched with her and panicked because she seemed out of my league. I thought I'd get one dinner, maybe a funny story out of it. How I never expected to like her. How it just kept going. She turned around and cried. Not ugly, dramatic crying, just quiet tears, like I'd ripped out the rug from under her trust. Was any of it real? That question wrecked me. Because yes, everything we felt was real, but everything I built it on wasn't. She left that night without another word. What happened after? I didn't hear from her for a week. I didn't text her either. I figured I owed her the space. I deserved the silence. Then she called me, out of the blue. "Can we talk?" We met at a coffee shop. She looked tired. I probably did too. We sat across from each other like two people on a first date again. Only this time, everything was naked, raw. She told me she felt humiliated, lied to, that she kept replaying every memory trying to figure out what was real and what was theater. But then, she said something that surprised me. "I realized I wasn't angry that you were broke. I was angry that you thought I'd only like you if you were rich." That hit me like a punch in the gut. Because she was right. I didn't trust her. I made a decision for her, assuming she wouldn't care for the real me. She said she didn't know if we could go back to what we were. She wasn't sure if she could ever fully trust me again, but she also wasn't ready to throw it all away. "I want to get to know you, the real you. No cars, no fake job, just you." And that's where we are now. We're not official again, not yet. We're talking, slowly, honestly. I've shown her my actual apartment. We've eaten ramen together. I told her how broke I am. She told me she once lied on her resume about speaking fluent French and got caught mid-interview. We laughed about it. And when I apologized again for everything, she just said, "You were dumb, but you were also scared. I get it. Don't do it again." TLDR. I pretended to be rich to impress a girl. That lie turned into a full-on relationship. She fell for a version of me that didn't exist. When the truth came out, she was devastated. But she gave me another chance, not to pretend again, but to finally be real. It turns out the scariest thing isn't lying, it's being honest. and hoping that's enough.